Hi, welcome to this part of Piano Basics. At this point, we know about scales and chords. So what we're going to do in this part is combine the two. Knowing the notes that we have in a scale, we will know the chords that will be in that scale. For this part, instead of giving you the formula and explain the logic behind it, I'm going to do the reverse and first explain how that formula came to be. So let's take the C major scale. The notes of that scale are C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. And then it repeats. From each note that there is in a scale, we can build a chord based upon it. So we're going to have a C chord, a D chord, an E chord, and so on and so forth. What we need to know is whether the chord is major, minor, or diminished. As we learned in the previous part, we can recreate all the type of chords from the major chord. So if the major chord don't fit in the scale, we're going to change it in a minor chord or a diminished chord. So let's create a chord on the first note in the scale. The C. C is our root note, and from that we need the major third, 2 whole steps above the root. 1, 2, we get E, and up from the major third, up by 1 whole step and 1 half step, we have the fifth. So for the C major triad, we have C, E, and G. And those 3 notes are in the C major scale. So we know that the C chord in the C major scale is major. Let's do the same for the following note. We have D. Create a major chord. D is the root, F sharp is the major third, and A is the fifth. D is in the C major scale, F sharp is not in the C major scale, and A is. Since F sharp is not in the scale, we know that D major is not in the C major scale. Now let's try D minor. Take down the third by a half step, and you have F. So D, F, and A. So that's D minor. D is in the scale, F also is in the scale, and A is in the scale. So now we know that D is a minor chord in the C major scale. Let's continue. We have E. Let's create E major. E is the root, G sharp the major third, and B the fifth. E and B are both in the C major scale, but G sharp isn't. So let's try the minor. The minor third, G is in the scale of C. So E in C major has to be minor. Next up, we have F. F major. We have F, A, and C. All those notes are in the C major scale. So F in C is major. Moving up, we have G, G major, G, B, and D. Also here, all the notes are in the C major scale, so G is major in C. Still going up, we have A. Let's create A major. We have A, C sharp, and E. A is in the scale, C sharp is not, and E is in the scale. So let's try the minor. Now C, the minor third, is in the scale. So we know that A in C has to be minor. And then the last note, we have B. For B major, we have B, the root, D sharp, the major third, and F sharp, the fifth. B is in the scale, D sharp and F sharp are not. So we're going to try the minor. So that's B minor. B and D are in the scale, but F sharp isn't. So let's try the diminished. B, D, and F are all in the key of C. So B in C major has to be a diminished one. And remember, to play the diminished, take the major, take down the major third to create the minor, and then take down the fifth by 1/2 step to create the diminished. And then next, we're back on C. So now we know that C is major, D is minor, E is minor, F is major, G is major, A is minor, and the last one, B, is a diminished chord. So now I demonstrated the formula for the chords in the major scale. We have major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and diminished. Now we're going to quickly talk about the number system. Very simply put, we're going to assign a number to the notes in the scale. For example, in C major scale, the first note is C, so C is the 1. Then we have D, the second note, so D is the 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is the 5, A 6, and B 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the next one is not 8, it's still C, so let's call it 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 again. Simple as that. Now, why the number system is used in music? It's because it makes our lives much more easier. If I go back to my chord formula in the major scale, now I can say that in any major scale, the 1 chord is major, the 2 chord is minor, the 3 chord is also minor, the 4 chord is major, the 5 chord is major, the 6 chord is minor, and the 7 chord is diminished. Knowing that, if we were to play a song in the key of C that goes like this, C, G, A minor, and then F. I can say, using the number system, that I played C, the 1, then G, that's the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, the 6, and then F, the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's imagine that the singer you're playing with wants to move up to the key of D. You will no longer be playing C, G, A, and F, since those chords are in the key of C. But using the number system, you know that you're playing a 1, 5, 6, and 4 chord progression. So what you can do is translate the number system in the key of D, the key of D major. you have to play the 1, that's D, and you know that the 1 is major. So you're going to play a D major. Then you have to play the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's A. And you know from the formula that the 5 chord is major. So play A major. Then you have the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's B. And in the formula, the 6 chord is a minor. So play B minor. And finally, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have G. And we know that the 4 chord is always major. So we have this: D major, A major,